Looking at page 2. For question number 7, again we want to use our combinations to help us figure out our groups. 10 people are applying for a job. 6 of them are women and 4 of them are men. What's the probability that you randomly choose to interview 3 women? So if I want to find the probability of choosing 3 women, then I'm going to go ahead and let's start with the denominator, the easy part. If I'm interviewing 10 people and I'm choosing 3, I want to know how many groups of 3 I can create out of those 10 people, which would be 10 choose 3. In the numerator, we want to know how many ways can we get a group of 3 women. If I'm choosing from 6 women, that would be 6 choose 3. And then when I plug this into my calculator, I'm going to get about 0.16 repeating. So those would be different ways that we could use our combinations with our probabilities when we're looking for groups, a probability of getting some sort of group out of all the possible groups. Now let's look at conditional probabilities. A conditional probability is when you find the probability of event A given that B has already occurred. So to do this, let's look at a laundry basket of socks. A laundry basket of socks contains 12 large white socks, 6 large black socks, 8 small white socks, and 10 small black socks. If a sock, it should say is, drawn at random, what's the probability that the sock is large given that it is a black sock? So we want to find the probability that we get a large sock given that it's a black sock. So that means we're just choosing out of the black socks. If I take a look at my total number of black socks, I have 6 large black socks and I have 10 small black socks. So that means that there are a total of 16 black socks. We want to know how many of those are large. So if I'm looking at the large black socks, there are 6 of them. So I'm choosing 6 out of those 16, which reduces down to 3/8. Now let's take a look at question number 9. We want the probability that I get a white sock given that it's large. So I'm picking out of all the large socks. If I take a look at my large socks, I have 12 large white socks and I have 6 large black socks. So that's going to give me a total of 18 large socks. We want to take a look and say which one of those are white large socks. There are 12 that are white large socks. So I'm picking 12 out of the 18 large socks, which would give me 2/3. Number 10, we want to find the probability that the sock is small given that it is a black sock. So the probability that we get small given it's a black sock. So if I'm given that it's a black sock, just like in number 8, there are 16 black socks. I want the probability that it's a small black sock. So if I take a look at my small black socks, there are 10 small black socks. And 10 out of 16 reduced down to 5/8. Number 11 says, find the probability that the sock is large given that it is small. Well, this obviously is going to be 0. The probability that I can get a large sock, given that it's a small sock, there are no socks that are both large and small, so that would be 0.